Good evening, everybody, and thank you all for waiting, and thank you for being here. I'm Sergeant Frank Jang of IHIT. We have yet another homicide here in the Lower Mainland. Specifically, we're here standing at YVR, where a few hours ago, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, there was a shooting here in the international departure area, just behind me. The victim, I can tell you, is a 28-year-old man. We know who he is. Okay, we have his name. We're not going to be identifying him, not yet. Okay. But what I can tell you is that he was known to police, and we believe that his killing is linked to this ongoing gang conflict that we've seen throughout our region lately. What we need from the public right now are witnesses and dashcam video. So right after the shooting at 3 o'clock, there was an SUV that sped away from this area. We believe had at least two people inside. Okay, so we're looking for at least two suspects, maybe more in that vehicle. What we also know is that there was a burned vehicle reported by the Surrey RCMP in the area of the 9700 block of Princess Drive. Okay, the most likely route from here to that area of Surrey is Highway 99, then along Highway 91, across the Alex Fraser Bridge, and up northeast along River Road. That is the most likely route. Okay? Anyone traveling along that route this afternoon, right after around 3 o'clock, okay? If you have dashcam video, we please urge you to check your dashcam video. If you have it, doesn't matter whether you are going, eastbound or westbound. Please contact IHIT, or better yet, if you can also just come to the Richmond RCMP detachment. That's where our investigators are right now. Okay. We also will be joined by Chief Superintendent Will Ng, officer in charge of the Richmond RCMP, who's going to speak to what his officers experienced this afternoon. He will be here shortly to address the media. Okay. I can take any questions that you may have.
Frank, do you know what the suspect was doing at the airport? Was he traveling? Was he meeting
someone? So that's going to be part of the investigation, obviously. So we are in the departures area. Presumably he was leaving or he was dropping off somebody, but that's not clear as of yet. So we're going to have to do a bit more further digging to determine exactly what he was doing here this afternoon, if he in fact was meeting with somebody or if he was dropping off somebody. Okay.
Was the suspect alone, or alone at the time when he was here?
I don't have that information. Yeah, but we're looking at one victim. Yeah.
And in terms of the shooting that unfolded when the officers were shot at, did that unfold on the
Yeah. So that part of our update I will leave for the Chief Superintendent when he gets here.
Does this have anything to do with the shooting last night in Burnaby? The Burnaby one.
Right. It's too early to tell. What I can tell you is that we believe that this is linked to the ongoing gang conflict. That incident that you're speaking of in Burnaby, I can tell you we believe that is also linked to the same ongoing gang conflict. Yeah.
This is sort of getting more brazen by the day. I mean, videos are coming online with showing, kids on the same road as a hit on a scooter crossing the street, or people going to the airport and passing through. What are we going to see next?
Hopefully no further shootings. That's what we're all hoping, I think. But I think we're all tired of seeing the violence that's been taking place on our streets. And I think there comes a time where there's just no further words. I think please do the right thing. Please don't kill one another. Stop the violence. Apparently it's falling on deaf ears to some, and they continue to harm one another. They continue to shoot their guns, putting all of us in jeopardy. I think it's words, enough words have been spoken. It's time to get down to work, find these people, put them in jail.
This could have been a lot worse if there was no COVID. I mean, because of COVID, there are probably fewer people, and it could have become really bad if there were more people around.
what's taking place in public areas now?
Yeah. Whether it's COVID or no COVID, whether there's less people than usual, anytime somebody opens fire in a public place, that's a concern for us. Yeah. Whether there's 100 people or one person, we know all too well that bullets do not discriminate. They could land on an unsuspecting person, a member of the public. In this case, that's not the case. Okay, so we're fortunate in that sense. But yeah, it's enough is enough. We're really getting tired, and we just obviously we want the shooting to stop, and we're gonna work really hard all tonight, all through the coming days, probably for the next little while, to find out who's responsible.
A reminder to practice physical distancing by leaving 2 meters or 6 feet.
Oh, he's here? Okay. Should we just continue right into it? Okay. Okay, so at this time, Chief Superintendent Willing, officer in charge of the Richmond RCMP, is here with us right now. Okay, he's going to come up here in just a second, and he's going to address what his officers experienced this afternoon. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Chief Superintendent Will Eng of the Richmond RCMP, which encompasses the Vancouver International Airport. I want to comment on today's shooting at YVR. Shortly before 3 p.m., a male was shot and killed just outside the International Terminal building, departure level. This attack was targeted and carried out in broad daylight with absolutely no regard for public safety or anyone's safety. Following this attack, the suspects fled in an SUV, which was later spotted by one of our officers. The suspect opened fire on our officer. The police officer's vehicle was struck, but fortunately, our officer was unscathed by the suspect's bullets. This incident is demonstrative of not just the careless mentality and blatant disregard for public safety of these individuals, but an attack against those sworn to protect our community. This type of disregard and disdain for public safety at our international airport is at the next level. I want to reassure our community that we will be taking next level strategies, not just collaboration with other law enforcement agencies or our partners, but a multi-pillared approach which will involve enforcement, education, awareness, and prevention. I ask our community to step up and also dissuade anyone from involving themselves in gangs. And lastly, I would like to offer my condolences to the family of the victim in today's tragedy. We will do our utmost to bring those responsible to justice and to stop this violence. Thank you.
Where was the fire exchange?
The fire exchange was just off near 3 Road and Sea Island.
What is next level strategy?
Next level strategies is a very intentional and strategic response targeting individuals involved in the Lower Mainland gang conflict, and specifically targeting them with a collaborative approach with all of our law enforcement agencies, partners, and also other agencies involved with prevention of violence, and also educating our young people on the dangers of involving themselves with gangs.
Superintendent, one of your own was shot at tonight. That can't sit well with you.
I can't sit well with the fact that this generation of gangsters is taking things to another level, which is having no regard whatsoever with community safety. They are looking for any opportunity to attack and target people or rivals of other gangs, and doing it with no regard whatsoever with children or innocent people in the community. And today's incident demonstrates that they will stop at nothing to target rivals, even if it's at an international airport in broad daylight on Mother's Day, and putting everyone at risk, including shooting at a police officer, which indicates to me that these people have no care whatsoever and no regard for our community safety, and they need to be stopped, and we need to work together as a community to stop this violence. And that includes not just law enforcement, but includes all agencies, including our school districts, to emphasize the dangers of involving our young people with gangs and the dangers of gang violence.
Do you have any suspects?
We're currently, I cannot comment on that.
After the shooting unfolded between the suspect and the officer's car, did the pursuit end for those officers at that point?
Yes, the pursuit ended at that point once our officer had sustained gunshots to his police vehicle. He did not return fire, knowing that the backdrop was filled with innocent bystanders, and therefore let the suspect go at that point.
What can you tell us about the victim?
I can't comment on the victim at this time. I'm sorry.
So there's no suspect on there.
There is currently no suspect in custody.
So all the bridges were closed and locked down this afternoon. Was it necessary? And how come the suspect, who was a burnt client, was that related?
I will defer that to our investigators at IHET. It's believed to be related at this time. Okay? Great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So that'll conclude our media availability. I imagine we'll have further updates as we go, but that's it for today. Please keep in mind it's still early in the investigation. But again, the appeal for dashcam video witnesses, if you could please help us get our message out. Thank you.
Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, everybody. Yeah.